Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. You get this question on a daily basis. I want to improve my game in 2023, but I'm struggling with a certain issue. So today's video is going to talk about a basic concept or an idea around takeaway. And this golfer was basically struggling with an inside takeaway. The club head really rolled inside quite early. The golfer really created quite a lot of depth on the backswing, and the tendency was the downswing became a little bit too steep. They struggled to control where the club face was aiming. So you can categorise this issue as a fault or a flaw. I would call it a flaw. The tendency is the club really rolls inside quite early. So if you see the hand path arcs in a little bit too early, this club face gets really closed. The hands go excessively deep quite early, so they get a little bit too much around the body early on the backswing. The tendency is, as we get to the top of the backswing, the club face is really closed. The backswing could go two ways. We could get a little bit too steep, where the shaft moves in front of my right shoulder, or we could get a little bit too much underneath, where the club just gets a little bit too inside, and then we can create kind of big blocks and big hoops around about the pressure in both hands. We talked about with this golfer, when they take the club back on the inside, this right hand wanted to point too much down towards the ground early. So the left hand wanted to elevate off the ground too quickly. The right hand wanted to point a little bit too much down towards the ground too early. And that's where the club got really inside. What we've done is we flipped that conversation on its head. So left hand pressure down, right hand pressure up. The thing we talked about is when you work the club back, feel the pressure in your left hand moves down the way and the pressure in your right hand's going up the way. So that was a simple feeling. So the pressure in your left hand's going down the way, pressure in your right hand's going up the way. And that allowed the club to hinge a little bit earlier, which prevents the club getting stuck inside too quickly. It's an idea if you struggle with inside takeaway, it's just understanding the pressure in both hands. So what I want you to do the next time you're on the golf course, don't drag the handle too much inside where we really create a big disconnection between the top of this club and the club head. Pressure in your left hand's moving down. That's going to allow the club to hinge up a little bit more. It's going to allow the butt end of the club to work down the way. And the pressure in your right hand feels like it's elevating the club a little bit more up. Gradual rotation of your body. If you struggle with inside takeaway, I want you to feel like the pressure in your left hand works down the way. So you feel like you're pressing a more downward pressure, feels like it goes down. That's going to keep the club head out. And as you place your right hand on the club, the pressure in your right hand is working up a little bit more into the backswing. So that's a feeling. That pressure in the left hand working down the way is going to allow the club to hinge up a little bit more. Butt end of the club going down with a little bit of pressure in the left hand going down the way. Also, second piece to this puzzle is allowing the pressure in the right hand to feel like it elevates a little bit more up towards the sky. That's going to allow the club to hinge a little bit earlier. It's going to prevent the club getting really inside too quickly and really shut. So two things, work the club back, pressure in the left hand working down, pressure in the right hand working up the way, so it's almost the feeling thumbs to the sky at the top of the back. Downward motion on the club is going to allow the club head to get a little bit higher compared to the grip head. It's going to allow you to keep the club a little bit more in front on the way back. So guys, two simple feelings if you struggle with an inside takeaway. I want you to analyse where the pressure is in both hands. If you struggle with inside takeaway, the chances are that right hand's pointing down towards the ground too much, where the wrist joints point a little bit too much inside the body line. If you're that golfer, what I want you to do is I want you to think about two things. As you set up to the golf ball, feeling like the butt end of the club's going down the way through a little bit of pressure in the left hand working down the way. Second piece is as you go back, pressure down with the left hand, pressure has to feel like it works up with the right hand. Please comment below if you need any assistance within your game at the moment, any department of the game, long game, short game. And also if you're looking to book in-person or online lessons remotely, please get in touch as soon as possible. If you like my content, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel.